Let's bring in our next question, sir.
Hello, my name's James. My question is to both candidates. Look, given the Earth's finite resources, air, water, soil, minerals, Dave, what's your party's platform regards to curbing population growth? And Allegra, what is your attitude towards that as well?
Look, so obviously, we don't control the global population here in Australia. We can control our own population somewhat through our migration intake. We have been, through our history, a country that has welcomed migrants. We've depended upon migrants to help build this country. I think that should continue. But it's also true that the huge growth in the global population, particularly over the last century in particular, and industrialisation and everything else, has put a huge amount of pressure on the world's resources. I think the forecast now is that global population will peak around 2040 to 2050 at about 9 to 10 billion people. And I don't think we should be, fighting that. But I also think the experience of nearly all developing countries is once they reach certain levels of income, people tend to have fewer children, and you'll find that the birth rate quite quickly becomes the replacement rate. So I think it's good that the globe's population is peaking, and we need to make sure that all of our collective footprint, the resources we use, how we consume them, how we deal with our waste, any number of things, is dealt with. Here in Australia, we're obviously transitioning to a lower carbon intensity economy, but we're also focusing on important things like recycling and waste to make sure that we make better use out of the goods that we might otherwise dispose of. And that's a very important part to having a sustainable existence on the planet.
Mm-hmm. And look, I'm probably similar to Dave in the sense that, I'm a child of a migrant. I think Australia is I'm very grateful that we have the migrant population we have, and I support the migration that we have. I think that's really important. And I think it's appropriate at a generally appropriate level. But I also think we're the stewards of the earth. We need to pass this on to future generations. And so it is actually how we take forward that stewardship, and how we do that in ways that I think allow us to prosper. And I think Australia is very lucky in terms of that we have the ability to prosper under issues such as climate change if we in a situation of low carbon, if we take the right actions now. And so that's what we should be doing, is we need to be taking the right actions now so that we can be the true stewards of the earth.